My name is McNAMEE. I'm a councillor on Belfast City Council, and I suppose the reason why I went into politics was understandably because of the conflict in Northern Ireland. My family had been affected by that. 4 generations no less had been victims of violence or intimidation, myself included. And I suppose it's the fact that as a kid growing up, even though I had no other point of reference, I knew that it was not normal to have to walk past that many armed soldiers on my way to school every morning. It was not normal that my mum needed to bring her passport with her as proof of identity just so that we could go and visit my grandmother who lived outside Belfast. And it was not normal that it would take us hours on end to travel the length of the Lisburn Road when in the same space of time we could have got to Dublin, which is 100 miles away. You just know that that's not right. I was lucky enough to go to integrated primary schools in Belfast and mix with other kids, not just of various Christian faiths but also Muslim kids, and that enhanced my understanding. It promoted tolerance, acceptance, and you just naturally form those allegiances with one another. You find what you have in common, and it's nothing to do with religion at that age. All you're interested in is what your favourite cartoon is, what your favourite show on TV is, your favourite toy. And we grew up together as a family. But unfortunately that's very much the exception to the rule. The vast majority of kids even now still grow up in an almost exclusively single identity area. So the catchments for each of the schools is almost exclusively single identity. And that for me is a massive, massive issue that that has a potential to reinforce those divisions. And it's about trying to create those opportunities for mixing, sharing space. And that is the reason why I joined the Alliance Party in Northern Ireland, because as far as I'm concerned it's the only party that is exclusively dedicated to reconciliation, peace building, shared future. And I suppose that's our body of work that we'll carry on, and we're lucky that our party leader David Ford is a Minister for Justice, and he is in a position where he can work to try and reduce the amount of peace walls we have segregating our communities. So it's ongoing work, but obviously driven by the community, of the community, for their benefit, and we seek to work with them and support them every step of the way. And I feel personally that the Forum for Cities in Transition, it's just the most magnificent forum I could possibly hope for in terms of reflecting on our own situation, getting that enhanced perspective, sharing stories, which I think is critical. Particularly in terms of empathy, and learning from one another, of course, what works, what doesn't work, what to look out for, and to preempt crises that may precipitate down the line. And hopefully people are more resilient, and that obviously is the theme of this forum, to deal with those issues when they arise. And particularly just from a local perspective, I found that the role of women has been very important. It's been integral to peace building initiatives. Most projects that start within the home virtually, and through goodwill with neighbours. People have taken these initiatives at the very grassroots level, and hopefully with the support of politicians and civic society coming in behind them. But it has been women that I have seen driving that, and I know my hope is that we get much more mixed in every sense representation within Belfast City Council, and I think we are doing a good job in that respect. We have a lot of women on the council, a lot of young people on the council, and the hope is that we are the future. We're going to deliver that change, and hopefully for the better.